Hi, my name is Teri and I'm the Massachusetts Promise Fellow serving with AmeriCorps at Math Power at Math Stars South Boston, and this is my journey through service. So I'm the site director of Math Stars South Boston, so that has a lot of components including tutoring and more emotional resiliency focused enrichment activities. So we bring in tutors from Northeastern University, among other places, to work with our youth. I work with youth who are in grades 1 through 5, and so the tutors are there to work with them on their homework in small groups and one-on-one, and then also to lead and help me lead enrichment activities that range from arts and crafts to math and literacy focused games to themed projects around Mother's Day or the winter holidays. I was specifically attracted to Math Power because they have a strong emphasis on empowering youth and convincing youth that anyone can be good at math and can really be a superstar in math and STEM education, which I think is really powerful and is something that a lot of, especially urban youth, need these days. I feel like I didn't really have a set expectation about what the fellowship would be, but I will admit I kind of thought that it was just going to be sort of an extra hassle that we had to do once a month. Just meetings that we were required to attend that would sort of take me away from what I thought that I should be doing, but it really hasn't been that at all. I've benefited so much from not only the curriculum of the different workshops and trainings that we've gone through, but also really from getting to know the 39 other fellows and the fellowship staff, and having them as a support group has really been invaluable and something that I didn't foresee coming into the fellowship. Well, I think that the fellowship has put me in a position sometimes to be uncomfortable in a way that's important, that I am not usually as a upper middle class white female. I hadn't had many opportunities to really confront my own privilege and think about what that would mean working with youth from different backgrounds or the same background. And I think it's been really important to be in a situation where I'm in the minority sometimes, or I'm the oppressor in some of the situations that we're talking about, and just kind of grapple with those feelings in a way that will make me a better facilitator when I'm trying to have those same conversations. Before the fellowship, I was confident that I had a lot to bring to the students and to teach them, but now I understand that they have more to teach me than I could possibly have gained from just 1 year of working with them. I can be a little bit dramatic sometimes, and there are many days when I felt like my experience in the fellowship was just culminating in the most dramatic way possible, and either it was the best day of my life or the worst day of my life. And one of the things that the fellowship has given me is the ability to recognize that not everything is as dramatic as it seems, and to deal with those moments that seem a little dramatic. But in light of my year of experience, I think that a dramatic reading is the best way to present that to you. It was a hot day. The scorching sun was radiating up from the soft tar of the city sidewalk, and the glare from passing cars momentarily made it impossible to see. When my eyes came into focus, his were boring back into mine, and his jaw was set hard in indignation. He was refusing to move. I knew it before he even spoke. When he finally did, his words were curt but piercing. Suck my... Lance could not have known in that moment, but he had informally initiated me into my year of service on that sweltering early August day. I handled his anger with a calm, "I can see you're angry, but let's talk about our options here." And with his eventual willingness to follow my lead, I knew I was ready for anything. Even before my year as a Massachusetts Promise Fellow, I knew that patience was one quality I wanted to target. My experience has allowed me to pinpoint what triggers my impatience, and has given me an opportunity to manage my reaction to these triggers. Lance's moment of profanity was just one in a litany of moments that would try my patience this year, but but I am proud of how I responded to most of them. My moment with Lance on the last day of summer academy was also noteworthy because he had taught me as much about myself as anyone could in 5 short weeks. He is an individual who would remind me time and time again that people are complex and deep and layered, forcing me to check myself and my preconceptions more than once. After I got Lance to calm down on this particular afternoon, we talked about why he couldn't say something so profane and disrespectful to me at summer academy. He impressed me with his self-awareness, telling me that he sometimes gets very angry and has trouble controlling his emotions. He continued that I wouldn't understand because I never get mad. He must not have seen the steam coming out of my ears moments before. Suddenly, a teachable moment was upon us, and I was very proud of Lance's on-the-spot self-reflection and the fact that it had led us to this point. In addition to patience, Lance, and many other youth throughout the year, reminded me not to judge anyone based on others' impressions of them. He also reminded me that intelligence presents itself in many forms and that apathy and defiance do not necessarily equate inability. Lance represents one of my biggest challenges to date. In truth, I was afraid of him and probably felt it necessary to assert a little dominance and demand respect. But he also represents the self-awareness that I strive for, the self-criticism I tend to shy away from, and, in truth, the self-assuredness that I've never accomplished. What has changed in me throughout this year is now that I realize I not only need to learn how to patiently deal with youth like Lance, but also that every one of these children personifies something that I can attempt to be, or at least work towards. Regardless of where I end up and what career I pursue, I will take with me the ideals of self-efficacy, patience, resilience, confidence, kindness, self-awareness, creativity, curiosity, all of which I had the pleasure of observing in the youth